We're live. We're live. We are live. Like. Thank you for joining us this happy Tuesday.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, baby.
How you feeling today?
How you doing? Hey,
do you have things in your life that you still want? Do you have places you want to go? Do you still have things that you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the good news is, if you do, you're going to have to pay for that.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to pay for that.
You're going to have to pay for that.
And not just in money. Oh, no.
No.
You're going to have to pay in other ways than money.
Absolutely.
And we're attempting to have a good time talking about this topic. You're going to have to pay for that. Okay.
In some way, shape, or form.
Yes.
And of course, today, we know that every day is Black History Month, right?
That's right.
Specifically today, on this February the 4th, we are taking special note to celebrate Black History Month by sharing some Black history tips and topics.
And people, yesterday, Lisa shared a couple of people in our Black history that we all enjoyed. I enjoyed it very much myself. And it's also the first Tuesday of the calendar month. And on the first Tuesday of the calendar month for a while now, for almost probably close to a year now, we have been blessed on the first Tuesday to have our financial coach, Mr. Mattier, come in here and share some things with us.
He'll be here at 9:15, and we'll be right back after these messages. We'll be right back. Ding.
Good morning. My name is Brian McNeill.
And I am LisaSantiagoMcNeilll.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Like. Hey, Uzama. Today is Tip Tuesday, and I am grateful that you're all here. You know what else I realized this morning? I realized that today is the first Tuesday of the month. And there's something that I need to be mindful of all the time because it always prevails. That I should wait until after Women Empowerment Networks on the first and third Tuesdays before making any life-altering decisions. Because I am usually in such better headspace after Women Empowerment Networks.
Well, what is Women's Empowerment Networks?
Women Empowerment Networks is an opportunity for women to have a spiritual networking along with professional networking, along with an opportunity to celebrate and be celebrated
by other women.
Women's
Empowerment Network has been going on since 2013. It's just a place twice a month on the first and the third Tuesday of each month where women to gather and be supportive of each other. At the same time, on the first and the third Tuesday of each calendar month, we host Male Empowerment Networks. Rather, I host Male Empowerment Networks. I've been doing it since August of 2013 because men need men. Mm-hmm. And men tend to cry in the dark, and Superman is a myth. Mm-hmm. So we gather as men to talk it out. It's a discussion group amongst men, and we'll be hosting those things tonight.
Absolutely. Hey, Miss Phyllis. Hey, Uzama. What's good?
This morning, in my reading this morning, one of the things they was talking about how great people like Lincoln and Einstein, great people develop community. They become part of community, you know? And when I first read that, I was thinking, man, am I doing anything in my community? Am I a part of any communities? And then, ping, slap myself upside the head.
Hey, Doug, good morning.
This here is my community. This podcast, this empowerment duo family, you guys are a part of my community. Male Empowerment Networks are a part of my community. I have done a great job at consistently being in community.
Absolutely.
And for a moment, I forgot. We've been doing this podcast for 9 years. We've hosted Male Empowerment Networks, Women Empowerment Networks for 12 years now. August will mark 12 years. So yes, we have been consistently developing community. We're doing a good job with that. Mm-hmm. But I almost forgot.
It's easy to overlook sometimes when you do things by rote.
Yeah.
When there are things that are on the calendar that they're imperative that they have to get done, sometimes we forget to celebrate them.
Yep, I did. This morning I woke up with the thought in my reading, and before I reading anyway, I woke up with this thought that if there's things in life you want, you're going to have to pay for that. Okay, you're going to have to pay for that. That's what I wrote. So immediately I sent it to my wife as a show topic suggestion. You want that, you're going to have to pay for that. But then as my morning went along and she, was in the bathroom doing what she does in the bathroom and I'm sitting there calm down, I said, baby, do you want to change the topic? You want to make it a softer topic instead of you're going to have to pay for that? She goes, no.
And I think that I kind of felt that you felt that it was hard, right?
I thought it was hard, yeah.
And it's
after I let it
necessity.
marinate in the air for a while, it came across. Am I being too hard in the morning?
Absolutely. Hey, Sheila, good morning. Good morning,
so,
Shirley.
So tell why
good morning. Good morning.
You was like, no, why? Why did you say that?
Because if we remember the old adage, anything worth having is worth working for
and waiting
right?
for, yes.
Absolutely. Working for and waiting for. Amen. Thank you. I don't know where they are right now, so I gotta hope that I can
see you and your glasses. I don't know where they are either.
No, but those glasses don't go with this outfit, but they do go with this computer.
They're reading glasses.
Absolutely.
And they were a hit yesterday for Lisa. She had her orange reading glasses. Sheila Gothard, it's nice to see you come on through. The topic today, Sheila, is if you want that, you're going to have to pay for it. Mm-hmm. And we started off this morning by saying, we're not talking about just in money.
No.
But money too.
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. I know where my other ones are.
Okay. You're going to have to pay for that. Whatever it is that you're wanting. You want that trip?
See through yours.
You're going to have to pay for that. Those are reading glasses. My reading glasses. Okay, cool.
I can see.
Okay, cool. They're not as attractive as the others.
No, but I have nicer ones.
You do. Everywhere.
I have lots and lots of.
You got like 40 pair of glasses.
You're right,
but none right in front of you.
No, because my vision changed and I had stopped wearing them, but then they changed back. I don't know. But yeah, you got to pay for it in some shape or form. You got to pay for it. Energy and effort. You get to pay for it, and then
energy, effort,
and that's when you get to prioritize what that looks like. Right? Is the price that I'm paying worth the thing that I'm paying for?
Okay.
I'm paying for it with time. I'm paying for it with sacrifice. I'm paying for it. Oh, I could barely breathe with that coffee smell. I'm paying for it with the amount of time that I'm being taken away from something else. So
right. Mm-hmm.
Bearing that in mind, we get to choose where we're going to focus our energy.
Read Sheila, please.
She says, oh, okay, not just currency, but I believe my currency is my hustle.
Yeah. Her currency is her hustle, her willing to go for using her creativity and energy towards an end, whatever that is, okay? I'm saying that too. I'm saying if you want something, you're going to have to pay for it, but not just in time, okay? Time, yes, but not just in time. You're going to have to give up some sleep.
Well, that's time.
That's time. You're going to have to not just scroll. You have to use your time differently. And you're going to have to use some money, some actual, real money to pay for it. One of the great speaker trainers that I really like is a guy named Benji Bruce out of New York. And he says, you cannot succeed in speaking business without investing money into your business. You're going to have to put real money into it. If you say you want this thing, you're going to have to back it with your money, not just your mouth. You got to back it with your money.
Absolutely. Uzama says, in the running for Business Person of the Year, I see the cost of going for that. Amen.
Yeah. And that's something that's important to Uzama. He wants to be Business Person of the Year, and he's going for it. So he's doing what he's got to do. He's not letting us forget about it. So those of you who are on Alignable, you can vote for him. You don't have to be in the same city.
Sheila says, was that your summit?
Yeah.
Sheila says, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that out loud and just screamed at me.
For real.
Sheila says, pay, excelling in relationship building.
Oh, hey, excelling in relationship building. Interesting. I wonder, I would like to hear Sheila talk a little bit more about what she means when she says excelling in relationship building. Yeah, I'm gonna make me a breakfast. I already laid out what I'm gonna make after we finish this podcast today. And I did have a quick bite of something too, but that only just woke my stomach up and it's making noise. In 6 minutes, we have our special guest today, Mr. J. Mattier. 6 minutes. How many of you guys are old enough to know what 6 minutes means? If someone says you got 6 minutes, what does that mean?
6 minutes.
Don't tell them. Somebody put in the chat, what does it mean when you hear you got 6 minutes? What does that mean is about to happen? And I want to see who does it.
So you got to pay for that. You got to pay for that. What does that mean to you? And where there is something to be said for paying for things that are more valuable to other people than they are to yourself.
What do you mean?
That's right, Doug.
No, Doug is on. 6 minutes means Dougie Fresh is on. Okay, in 6 minutes. His name happens to be Doug. He says you're on, but his name is Doug. 6 minutes, Doug is on. And if his middle name starts with the E, that's different. I don't know what his middle name is of all these things.
So imagine if you are paying the cost, paying for something that means more to someone else than it does to yourself.
Like what?
So there are people that are paying for being paying for likes, paying for an
opportunity to speak on someone else's platform.
Okay.
Are you willing to do that?
I think you should be.
You should be willing to do that, especially if it's a platform that's speaking to your particular audience.
Shirley
you should be willing
says,
to pay for it.
As an ambassador, we have to pay yearly dues. You must invest in your business. Absolutely.
Yes, and you should not begrudge what you have to pay. You should not begrudge with the cost you have to pay for the thing you say you want.
That's right, Sheila. She says, when you say you have to pay and not just currency, if you build the right relationships, it can catapult in high currency opportunity.
I'm with you on that. Thank you for that clarity, Sister Sheila. Good morning, Antonobi Evans.
Hey, Antonobi. Good morning.
One of the inspiring videos I saw of Antonobi is when she had a package delivery of supplies that she had bought. Supplies that she had bought with the intent to resell to her market. She has a company called Avenue Surgical Instruments and Supply. And she had some of her instruments and supplies delivered to her home, I think it was. But they didn't come there by accident. She had to order it and she had to pay for that stuff. She invested into her business upfront. And dare I say, you always have to pay first. You always have to invest first. Can I get an amen from anybody? No? High five? Anybody? 3 minutes to our guest today. 3 minutes to our guest. You're going to have to pay for that. I want to take a trip to Miami. You have to pay for that. Some kind of way. I want to go to Mexico. You're going to have to pay for that. I want this particular type of house in this particular neighborhood. You're going to have to pay for that.
Robin said amen and high five.
Thank you, Robin. I so enjoyed Robin last night. Last night we hosted another edition of the Sales Confidence Mastery Group. We do it on each Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's done virtually. And Robin C. Stern was in the room, and he was his normal, brilliant self with his contributions. And I really enjoyed you in the room last night, Robin. Thank you for being there, and thank you for your willingness to add. Because you can have the stuff you want to say, but if you not confident enough to raise your hand and say what you got to say, you'll keep it to yourself, and other people will be diminished or not get the full value.
Robin says he's flying to Tampa for an after hours on the 26th, and he's paying for that. Absolutely.
That's right. If you want to go to Tampa on the 26th, you're going to have to pay for that. Last night, we talked about the power of questions, and we examined questions in all kinds of areas. And it was impressive to me, even though I was the facilitator. I talked about how important questions are in your basic communication. I talked about basic stuff about questions too, like what's an open-ended question, what's a closed-ended question. I talked about tie downs, and I saw these adults taking notes. I saw these amazing people on the screen. I would say something and I would watch a bunch of people put their pen to work because they were capturing what I was teaching last night. And we was all talking about questions, how to use them, what they're for, what types and all that. And it was a wonderful discussion. So if you've never been involved with the Sales Confidence Mastery Group, I want to formally invite you. Consider yourself invited. And all you need is a link to register to attend. We do it every Monday night at 8 p.m.
Absolutely. Shirley said you also have to invest in your products to show.
Yes.
I could not make it. I had a meeting at my church. Oh, we messaged you last night.
Right. And understandable. You're not going to be able to make every meeting. And you just like you can't be at church every time the door is open. Okay. But when you can, okay, you're welcome. It's 9:15.
It's that time.
It's that. Sometimes in life, you happen to be in a place where you meet somebody that gets you right away. And it's somebody that you get right away. And even though it might have been clandestine, how you guys met, it worked out because you ended up becoming friends right away.
How do you mean that word?
Well, we paid for an event, and he did too, but we didn't know ahead of time that he would be there. He didn't know we would be there, and we didn't know we'd meet there and become friends. So it was clandestine how it happened.
It might have been destined. Do you know what clandestine means?
I know what I said.
Okay.
Anyway,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I
know what I said. I'm not ready yet. So this person we met became a friend of ours. And not only became a friend of ours, he became someone that we could talk to and bounce things off of. He'd been on this earth a little bit longer than us, and he became like a de facto mentor of ours. And then he got to even more of a mentor. He became to a place where he began to teach us principles about money that have rescued us again and again and again. Things we've learned from this man have helped my household financially tremendously. So he's a friend of ours, and he's been delivering great content for you guys, and you love him. Coming to the stage, our friend and financial coach, Mr. J. Mattier.
Good morning. Boy, if
How
I was
you,
still
sir?
on the road, I'd be taking you with me. Wow, it just warms my heart to be introduced by you. The heartfelt, just the intention of our meeting together, our paths crossing, and the love and the tears and everything that we've shared together in this time. It has really done my heart good. And if there's anything that I could ever do to impact or infect anybody's life, it's another great day for me. So I thank you guys for that. I thank you, and good morning, Dr. Lisa, with your beautiful self with the glasses. And Brian, and to my Empowerment Dual family. How are you? I hope that you're doing well. I hope that this year is going to serve you well. I hope that you're going to be prosperous. I hope that you're going to be mindful, and I hope that you're going to be intentional in everything that you do.
You're about to bring what you need, sir.
Because if you're not if it's no intention, there can be no pay. You cannot pay without being intent. And the intention of, like you say, paying it forward or paying yourself first. You've got to pay. It's funny you guys were struggling about the topic. It's those hard topics that get you through.
Okay.
We've had hard topics. We've had hard conversations.
Yes.
And I don't sugarcoat anything. And sometimes you have to be hard with love.
That's right.
I always say that Jay's has figured out a way to speak tough to me, but he don't make me feel bad about it. But it's
still hey, back in the day, we used to have a saying: "Treat them bad and make them like it." But
that was about women, though. That was about
a different
control of women. Okay. I put it up, but my pimp manual, it's around somewhere. I don't know where it is.
Oh,
but I wanted to keep in the theme with Black history.
Okay.
And so I actually changed my topic but today was going to be something different. I was going to talk about taxes, but that's too taxing. Okay. So I wanted to keep in line with the remarkable things and achievements, the inventions and the contributions that Black people have actually given to the financial industry.
Come on with it.
So I've got a few inventors, and then I've got a few people that have given their contributions to the things that you wouldn't even really say, wow, we're involved in that. And you always hear about us not being smart enough or not being intelligent enough or not knowing or, not coordinated enough or not. But that's not true. Mm-hmm. That's not true. The backbone of American history is Black history.
Come on.
So the first thing I want to talk about is and you probably didn't know this, the automatic cash register. Oh. In 1885, the inventor's name was James R.O. Jones.
Okay.
And James R.O. Jones invented and improved versions of cash registers, which helped streamline financial transactions. This information laid the groundwork for the modern point of sale system that is essential in managing money today.
How about that? And when was that?
That was in 1885.
And please say the name again, James Arrow something?
James R.O. R is in Richard, O is in Oscar, Jones, R.O. Jones.
R.O. Jones. That's interesting. Thank you for that.
Yeah. The next one I have is the banker's lamp, the little lamp that, it actually became an industry title, banker's lamp, was invented by George Washington Carver. Wow. Now we know him for the peanut industry,
right?
But Carver also designed the banker's lamp, which was a desk lamp with little adjustable arms.
Yes.
The design was widely used by banking and finance officers for years. Through primarily a practical innovation, it contributed to the creation of more functional office environment, including the financial institutions. So thirdly, the improved security device for banks in 1917. The inventor was Joseph Lee. And Joseph Lee patented a security system for banks that involved a mechanism designed to securely lock cash and valuables. Wow. The system helped improve the security of financial institutions, reducing the risk of theft and fraud. So that's a segue into the whole safe industry.
Well, you know that it was actually it was a Black guy, Henry Brown, that invented the vault, the safe.
The vault, yes.
Yes. I read that yesterday. I thought that was interesting.
Yes. Next is the check cashing machine. In the 1950s, the inventor Moses Pinkett invented a machine that allowed people to quickly and safely cash checks, improving the efficiency and security of financial transactions. This was particularly useful for individuals who do not have bank accounts or access traditional financial services.
How about now? We needed, imagine the time before that invention.
Mm-hmm.
Get paid.
And then the first Black-owned bank in 1888, William Washington Brown.
Yes.
While he wasn't an inventor, he was still the first owned bank. Brown founded the True Reformers Bank in Richmond, Virginia in 1888. It was the first black owned bank in the U.S. operated by black people. This was a
Absolutely.
crucial step in economic empowerment of black Americans during a time when they faced discrimination in the banking and financing institution.
Big time.
I I was listening to a podcast yesterday about a current black owned bank, black bank, and why it's important that we support them and that
That's
we realize that they exist even to today. They're
right.
still they're very few
Very few.
and they are not widely advocated for.
Correct. And talking about banking, Maggie Lena Walker, in from 1864 to 1934, she was the founder of the St. Luke Penny Savings Bank in Richmond, Virginia. In 1903, the bank allowed black people to save money, access loans, and build financial security, helping to address the racial segregation and inequality in the banking industry.
I love all of this history about black people in finance and inventions and all that kind of stuff because it does empower.
Right.
It does empower me. This kind of history, knowing despite everything else, despite the odds, they still forged their way. They used enough ingenuity to launch a bank. I was impressed with George Washington Carver's invention of the banker's lamp, the adjustable armed banker's lamp, because when I think of George Washington Carver, before I had to go to the door, you think of inventions around the peanuts and the eggplant, peanuts and eggplant, and also crop rotation to keep the crops healthy. That's what I think about with him. You can't just keep farming tobacco. You got to switch it up with potatoes to re-nutrient the farm.
Right.
But I didn't know about the banker's arm. That's a beautiful lamp. That was a beautiful thing to me.
Then the other thing is talking about billionaires. When you talk about billionaires, everybody at first talks about Roberts or Smith,
Robert Johnson
or Johnson, Robert Johnson, everything. But actually, the first black billionaire was Reginald F. Lewis. He was an attorney out of New York. He from 1942 to 1930 to 93. He was the first African to build a billion-dollar company. He was the founder of TLC Beatrice International, a global food and beverage conglomerate. He played a major role in the growth of minority-owned business, and his success became a symbol of Black entrepreneurship and financial. He was an attorney, and he actually he did a leverage buyout, something that they never even thought that a Black person could do. And he, in the background, finagled this deal and did this leverage to buy out Beatrice. And if some of you all are old enough to know that, Gerber is the big one now, it was then too, but Beatrice was a big baby food industry, big food industry, big, it was a name brand in those days.
But
Reginald Lewis.
We lost you for a second. Reginald Lewis bought Beatrice. It was a $1 billion corporation, but he also wrote a book that's become a staple called "Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun?"
Yes,
I had that book somewhere. Why should white guys? It was very encouraging to me.
Yes. So those are some of the things that I just wanted to highlight. Kamala Harris. She's the first Black woman to become a managing director at Morgan Stanley. Harris is a leading investment banker and trailblazer for Black women in the financial sector. She is also a motivational speaker and author focusing on strengths and success in business and the importance of diversity in the workplace. We've done so much.
Yeah,
we've been so, it just really fathoms me to think, like I said, we are the backbone of American history and Black history. We need to make sure that we stay up on top of things, that we need to encourage our children. Our children have got so much knowledge that they need to understand, instead of the stuff that's being fed to them by social media and media and this, the Facebooks and the TikToks and everything. You get to believing all that stuff. That is one of the ways that twisted the way that we are now politically, because they destroyed the intention of news media.
Yeah.
Fake news. Now everybody, all they care about is the story,
right?
Whether it's true or not,
right?
Whether it's true or not.
But in this moment, I am appreciating that you're sharing this with us.
Absolutely.
I'm feeling the gravity and the importance of just sharing this information, because we have got to keep on purpose reminding and teaching our people, and particularly our children, of our past histories and our past successes too, because where else are you going to get this information?
Right.
Where else? Right.
And without your history, you will vanish. Your civilization will vanish. You need your history. You need the importance, and you not need to have it whitewashed. Be able to tell the truth about it. Do the hard conversations, because if we don't, we will be long forgotten.
Absolutely.
So I really believe in this, and for us, Black history is every day. I mean, I actually grew up in the busing and segregation, and I witnessed the riots and things of that nature. So it is so important for us, and so important for us, as you talked about community. We've got to bring it together. We've got to, because everybody knows if we ever get it together, we'd be the strongest nation in the world. And everybody knows that, and everybody separates that, and it's just unfortunate. But for our community, we've got to help each other. We've got to support each other. We've got to talk to each other. We've got to encourage our children, because our children have the potential to take over. They have the potential.
Let us catch up some of these comments here. Shirley Jeanette Wyatt says, Jay Mattier has helped me so much. Tanobi said, wow. Sheila Gothard says,
there is a Black-owned bank in Greensboro, Manufacturers and Farmers Bank.
Right.
Farmers Bank. They used to be here. There used to be one here in Charlotte on Baker Road, but it's not there anymore.
It must have recently closed, because it was open a couple of years ago.
Right.
Uzama
says, Reggie Lewis is my guy. Got accepted to Harvard without even applying. That's a great book.
Yes, it is. Sheila Gothard goes on to say,
it's Carla Harris. She's got several books in leadership.
Shirley DeJeanette submits, thank you, Jay Mattier. Sheila Gothard says, don't forget
the hidden figures.
Yes,
absolutely.
The hidden mathematician women, those Black women that without them, we would not have made it to the moon in 1969.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
They trusted those mathematicians more than they trusted their computers.
Right. They called them computers.
It was amazing. He goes, well, I know what the computer says, but that woman there, what does she say?
What does she say?
That's the move. Look, I get encouraged, Jay. Thank you so much for doing the research and sharing those things with us today, too. We got another, I guess, a couple of minutes with you more. So
be careful what you
I want to say this too before you get into that. Y'all can't tell it by looking at him, but Jay's been on this earth a long time. Okay. He just mentioned that he grew up in an era of the busing, and he saw real segregation, and he saw real riots. Okay. And he's doing this research, and he's sharing with you his perspective is shaped different. You got to listen to what he's got to say. Please, I just want to put that out there. Go ahead, Jay.
Right. So I want you all to really be careful about your words and how you use your words. You can shape history. You got to think of it. You are Black history now. You are making it what it is as for future generations. So you want to be meaningful and mindful and impactful for what you do, what you say, who you encourage, because no matter what you think, someone is always watching. Someone is always watching. You don't know the impact that you have on others' lives. So be very careful, because our future is in your hands, and you are the Black history of the future.
Thank you, Jay Mattier. Just as you always are, you've been wonderful today. We appreciate you so much. We're going to put you back into the green room. Can you hang out a little bit, or do you have to?
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
great. Because we might pull you back in. Who knows? Thank you, sir. That was great.
Absolutely. I pulled some Black history facts as well.
Okay.
Speaking of the hidden figures and their contribution to computers and calculations, Dr. Mark Dean was instrumental in the invention of the personal computer.
Oh.
He holds 3 of IBM's original 9 personal computer patents, and currently holds more than 20 total patents. He was also inducted into the National Invention Hall of Fame in 1997, and he is still alive today.
Dr. Mark Dean.
We don't hear about him.
Yes, but I'm glad you're sharing it today.
We hear about Bill Gates, who wouldn't exist without Dr. Mark Dean.
Dr. Mark Dean has 3 of the original 9 patents on the personal computer.
Absolutely.
I didn't know that until Lisa just read it to us. That's exciting to me.
He holds a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from the University of Tennessee, and a master's and a PhD in electrical engineering from Stanford. He's not no joke.
He ain't no joke.
He's not no joke.
Did he used to let the mic smoke? And did he slam it when it's done to make sure it's broke?
Oh my goodness.
I ain't no joke. I used to let the mic smoke.
No. Today, on this day in history,
February 4th,
the Fisk Jubilee Singers, who introduced the spiritual to the world as an American art form, became the first African American choir to perform at the White House.
What year was that?
This was in 1882.
Now, I want you guys to know the resource that Lisa used. She's using 2 books. Please show them books and the titles, please.
Yes, this is Today in African American History by Michael Carson.
Michael Carson.
And this one,
Michael A. Carson, excuse me.
And this one is African American Inventions That Changed the World
by Michael A. Carson. And we've had him on here as a guest before. We need to reach out to him, let him know that we're using his books again as a reference for this whole month.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited about that too.
In 1954, civil rights activist Medgar Evers applied for admissions to the segregated University of Mississippi Law School. When his application was rejected, he became the focus of an NAACP campaign to designate the school desegregate the school, a case aided by the United States Supreme Court ruling Brown versus Board of Education that segregation is unconstitutional. This was 1954.
Medgar Evers was exceedingly qualified for the school.
Absolutely.
Okay? Exceedingly qualified. And they rejected him in admissions. Why? Because of the amount of melanin in his skin.
Absolutely.
And it was worth it to fight that battle. Okay, so often we were exceedingly qualified. We had to do so much more. And you know, when you was talking about the patents for Mark and all that stuff,
Dr. Mark Dean.
Dr. Mark Dean, I know in history that so many, and I'm grateful that we have a book of amazing African-American inventions. So many great Black people were not allowed to get patents for their own inventions.
Absolutely.
The people that they either worked for or owned them got the credit.
Owned them.
Yes.
As I think about my favorite, oh my goodness, I just lost it out of my mind. Most Def was in the movie. The something that God made
about the surgeon.
Yes. That was an amazing story.
Yes.
Something the Lord made. Yes. I want to watch that again. I think I'm going to find it again.
She loves that movie.
I love that movie, and I think Mos Def is wonderful in it.
He was a skilled surgeon, but there were certain situations.
But he could not go to school. He was not allowed in the school. He was there working as a janitor, and then he got elevated into position because the person whose office he worked in was an esteemed professor and doctor. And he saw the value that he was contributing. He actually put his own license on the line because he was like, look, I can't do this without him. So y'all going to have to do whatever you need to do. And then ultimately he received an honorary doctorate, although he could have earned it.
I didn't remember that part. I've only seen the movie once. I need to watch it again with you. I'll watch it again with you. But I do remember one scene from the movie where the doctor was trying to do a surgery, but he couldn't do it all. So he had to have that guy, played by Mos Def, stand next to him while surgery was going on and talk him through it.
Yep. And he could do it. Mos Def's character, he actually didn't even look at what they were doing. He could feel his way through it. He could feel his way visually in his head. It was wonderful. Anyway.
Dr. Beverly, good morning to you. She says, grand rising to my favorite, awesome, beautiful family. Missed you yesterday. Not saw the replay early this morning. When did February become Black History Month? We could look it up when it did.
Absolutely.
Actually, I saw that recently. Uzama says, back up.
I'm going up.
Jacqueline Rosier's in the house.
She says, blessings from Arizona, everyone. Jay, this was exciting. Love all the Black history information. Made me think about my family's personal Black history.
Amen.
Over 60 years ago, my mother, Johnny Ruth Jackson was one of the pioneers who taught at the National Baptist Association how to develop ministry for children ages 5 to 10 to participate in church services.
History.
Absolutely.
Sheila Gothard says.
Sheila says, I will call you with a personal interview I had with Dr. Leona Tate, who lives in New Orleans. New Orleans. She was the first to integrate public school. Many people think including myself, it was Ruby Bridges, but it was actually her and 2 other girls.
Amen. Thank you for that.
And Sheila went on to ask, what was the name of the movie with Mos Def? Something the Lord Made.
Yes.
Something the Lord Made. Amen.
And Katura Green, good morning.
Good morning, Katura.
She also wanted to know the name of that movie.
Yeah, Something the Lord Made.
It's a great movie.
It's a wonderful movie. And Mos Def is an actor in that movie. He is an actor. He is not a rapper. He is not a poet. He is an actor. I don't know how he wasn't nominated for something in that movie. He was amazing.
A bunch of stellar roles in acting.
But that one, he was amazing.
Auntie Louise, also Something the Lord Made.
Something the Lord Made.
You know, my wife has a movie theater in her online space.
I do.
You know, her online space is called the Empowerment Center.online.
Mm-hmm.
I have an online space too. Mine is called the Sales Confidence Camp.com. But my wife's online space, the Empowerment Center.online, she has a movie theater, and she's done it a couple of times where she's hosted a movie night where you could watch the movie with us.
Absolutely. And that would be an amazing movie to watch. Watch. I think I've already got it on digital download somewhere, but if not.
What you put in 1966 for, Sister Shirley Dejanette White? 1966 was for what?
1986? What's 1986?
Well, shoot, a lot of things happened in 1986. The mid 80s was the height of the crack epidemic. That was when the 86 draft, when Len Bias was draft number 2 by Boston Celtics on the night he was drafted, overdosed on drugs and died. And that caused the whole country to overreact to the drug pandemic, and they enacted laws that still impact us today. That's why we got people in jail now for getting high. Okay, we got people in jail that they made crack was 10 times more punitive than cocaine, even though cocaine was more expensive than crack. Anyway, I don't want to get into that right now.
Cocaine, crack is made out of cocaine.
Yes, but crack is a very cheap derivative from it. Okay, it's much cheaper, but it also probably is equally as powerful. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
It's more powerful and more addictive.
But who had crack and who had cocaine?
It was more accessible.
Exactly. And the people that had crack in the slums, in the ghetto, and poor Black people, the penalty was 10 times worse for crack because of that. Yes, I do remember those things. I'm old enough.
Good morning, Andrea.
All right, it's 9:43.
Good morning. Oh, Shirley was doing our research for us. Thank you. February became Black History Month in 1986.
Thank you, Sister Shirley. We appreciate that. All right, it's time for us to say thank you the way we say thank you to our contributors. If you notice, Lisa and I read the comments. If this is your first time here, we do a lot of reading of the comments. So that's how this show runs. The show is called Let's Talk About It. We talk about personal conversations,
business information,
and spiritual inspiration
with a little bit of shenanigans.
That's what we talk about here. And today you guys have been wonderful. And one of the things that we do here is we say thank you to our consistent contributors. And the way we do that is with greeting songs and with greeting logos. For example,
Sheila says, memory on that is impressive, right off the dome. Absolutely. It's interesting how one thing can be an epidemic and another thing is
not.
Is a disease.
Mm-hmm. And so it's interesting also how some things don't become an epidemic until it happens to a certain segment of people. If it happens to them, that's fine. But if it happens to us, ugh. So we say thank you with greeting songs, with greeting logos. Up first today was Mr. Uzama Raw. It goes like this.
Bitcoin King, he's the Bitcoin King, Uzama. Bitcoin King, he's the Bitcoin King, Uzama.
That's our way of saying thank you, Uzama, for being a consistent contributor. Up next is Miss Phyllis George. She has a greeting logo and it goes like this. Miss Phyllis is here.
Miss Phyllis is here.
So clear the way. Miss Phyllis is here. Now we can all have a great day. Good morning, Miss Phyllis George.
That's right, Andrea. Reagan's war on drugs.
Yes, keep on.
Absolutely.
Doug Utsi, we got to get you a jam, man. I wanted to come from rap or hip hop.
Shirley DeJohnette.
Why it will rock you. Shirley DeJohnette. Why it will rock you. I'm gonna call Doug and get it because he could probably do it right away.
Sheila. Storms are brewing in her eyes.
Oh. That's Sheila Gothard's jam. That's our way of saying thank you, Sheila, for being a consistent contributor. Robin C. Stern, he's your Google guru. Teach, your Google guru. Teach. I'm getting Rob. We had Robin was our guest yesterday. Robin showed up in the Sales Confidence Mastery Group yesterday, and he's back here today. Whoop, whoop.
Absolutely.
This is one that we all can participate in. Put on your Nigerian voice. Sit up straight into your chair. Take a lot of air into your body and say, thank you, Antanobe. You know, we see Jay Mattier down in the green room, and it looks like Jay just did all of that with us.
Jay's got a song.
Get ready. Oh, get ready. Get ready, because here Jay comes. Get ready, because here Jay comes. Get ready, because here Jay comes. You know, we're coming from our home office doing these songs with full throat enthusiasm. My mother has a caregiver that comes over twice a week. I often wonder, when they hear us singing these songs and wondering, what the heck are they doing? Because I know they can hear us.
We got Antanobe, Uzama, Sheila,
and Robin. Well, Jacqueline Rosier. Well, according to Jacqueline, and she also has a song.
Jacqueline Rosier, pretty little one that I adore. You're the only one my heart beats for. I'm so glad that you were mine.
Woo, thank you, Ms. Jacqueline Rosier. Dr. Beverly has a logo and it goes, Dr. Beverly is on the show. Good morning, Dr. Beverly. And good morning to you and the rest of your crew. Good morning, Dr. Beverly and her crew. Please go.
Absolutely.
Katura Green has a jam too when it goes, back to life, back to Katura Green.
However do you want it?
However do you need it?
Do you need
Katura Green, our sister, doppelganger to my wife. Andrea Chocolate Butterfly Williams has a song too, and it goes,
chocolate butterfly, sail across the water. Tell your sons and your daughters what the promise brings.
Good morning, Andrea Chocolate Butterfly. Shirley Jeanette Wyatt submits, February became Black History in 1986. Sheila Gothard says,
memory on that is impressive, right off the dome.
yes. Probably something I was recalling from that history. Robin Stern says,
shenanigans.
Okay. I didn't know what that meant. He said, she-nan-against? Okay, I got it.
Shenanigans.
Reagan's War on Drugs. Sheila says, have a blessed day.
Have a blessed
everyone.
day.
You too, Sister Sheila. And Robin threw up a bunch of emojis.
Absolutely. We appreciate you guys. Remember, today is the first Tuesday of the month. Today, February 4th. Ladies, I invite you to join me tonight at 7 p.m. The Empowerment Center .online. It is a place where you can be supported, celebrated, where you can network for business and life. And we do it together. We do
if the
life
ladies
together.
want to do that, where do they go?
The Empowerment Center .online.
That's where you go. The Empowerment Center .online, and find the room that says
Women Empowerment Networks.
Women's Empowerment Networks room. You have a room there, and it'll make sense once you go to the site. Okay, you'll see all that cool stuff.
Absolutely.
I'm enjoying you guys. I'm enjoying my wife. I just caught myself taking a sip of water just now because I knew Dr. Beverly's logo was coming up and I needed some water. It highlights to me, this bottle of water highlights to me the importance of having my partner, my wife. Last night, I'm full throat. I'm giving my workshop and I started to cough a little bit, and I give because I'm still recovering, and I coughed a little bit more, and then my voice got a little bit shaky and a little bit more dry. And my wife had raced into the room and gave me a bottle of water, and I was able to take a sip and lubricate my throat and continue with my workshop. But it was not lost on me that I didn't have to ask her to do that. She was paying attention to her husband. She says, right now, this man needs some water. And she got him the job. Thank you, baby.
You're welcome. But I'm always paying attention to you. I am always paying attention to you.
Yes.
It's important.
And it is important. And I'm always paying attention to you too. And we've learned our own language. You know, we've been married for 100 years now. So we've learned our own language and how to navigate around each other. Has it been 100 years?
No, it
okay,
has
not quite been 100 years. Okay. But we've been around. So I appreciate you guys.
April the 23rd is what?
It'll be year number 9.
Oh, I keep wanting it to be more.
April 23rd is year number 9.
I thought it was 10.
10 is next year, baby.
I know.
You know what happens at 10-year anniversary?
No.
Yes, you do. I told her a year or two ago that on the 10th year anniversary, she gets the big diamond, okay, for her wedding ring. We'll give her a new one. The beginning one is ones you can afford or still nice, okay? But the 10-year anniversary, that's when you get the big diamond. That's what I told my wife. So now that I know Dr. Beverly knows that, I know it'll never be forgotten on this broadcast here in this community, because she's one of the people that remind us of stuff that we said. Remember what you said, Brian? On the 10th year, Lisa gets the big diamond for her hand. That's what happens at year 10, baby.
Brother Mark, we saw you come into the room, but I didn't hear you say anything.
I didn't see Mark come in the room. Okay, good morning, Mark Greer. Tonight, I hope to see you in the men's group, but you got to say something, you know. Shirley says,
Dr. LisaSantiagoMcNeilll, that is so sweet.
Yeah, so what do y'all feel about that?
Didn't we see Dr. Deborah? She came in this morning,
Dr.
right?
Deborah was in the room last night, and she was great in the room last night, too. She was great in the sales confidence mastery room. She was great there. You know,
I just want to make sure that we didn't miss singing her song.
Want to do Mark Greer's Jam anyway?
Sure.
So wide you can't get around it.
So low you can't get under it.
So high you can't get over it. Mark Greer is under a groove. He's getting down just for the funk of it. Mark Greer is under a groove. Nothing can stop us now. Now, I justify doing Mark Greer's Jam, even though he didn't say anything in the comments today, because Mark Greer has given us so much over the years. And tomorrow,
I thought you did it because you wanted to aggravate Jay.
No, I didn't do it to aggravate Jay. I didn't do it to aggravate Jay. It's 9:53. We gotta go.
Oh, we love
guys
you
have
guys.
a beautiful rest of your
We
day.
look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Jay, hang out, Jay, please. Don't go away.
And don't forget to have sex because it's good.